against EVOS. But then again, of course, let's leave the players do all the talking right now. We're going to see a best of 3 between EVOS Legends versus BIGETRON Alpha.
I'm so excited for this particular matchup here because both teams, you know, they have been playing some strong games in the regular season. You can see them experimenting a lot with their gameplay as well. You can see EVOS here starting off with a very standard line of play, going for the red buff and also trying to keep control over the mid lane as much as possible. But look, they give up the side lanes as quickly as they give up the side lanes because they don't need to. They just have to defend them from cheeky invades to ensure that Ling gets the buff.
Yeah, and of course, this is definitely that sort of a priority for the team. And we're already looking at Bajan trying to actually cause a little bit of disruption. But then again, there's nothing much that he can do all by himself. So the rest of the members of EVOS Legends, they are playing over on the lower river priority. So they might be able to catch out Dreams if he's not careful enough.
Yeah, they have to play very, very carefully here. But the question is, when is Rexy going to start, you know, looking for picks? Because his objective right now is to slowly get the team ahead and put BIGETRON Alpha behind. He's looking for, you know, brands. That would be the most ideal target. But don't forget that these supports are also super squishy. For an example, the main one being Diggy. So Diggy is 2 out of position. This might be bad. Oh, but that chunks 3 people out. They're coming in all the way to the end. But one is already level 4. Blade Tempest already comes out, but Brands does survive. And this is what I was talking about. Dreams' Diggy is super squishy. You can't just tank damage like that again.
Well, I really got to give my hats off to Bajan because he's been putting up walls and he kind of know where the Diggy is at. So they have been setting up shop to actually ambush him when they did not see it coming. And of course, the Link just flew by and there goes Anissa going down for 2 kills for the favor of EVOS Legends.
Yeah, and Rexy utilizing that, you know, that smoke screen to get that initial silence is such a powerful tool, especially when they don't expect you to come. So now Diggy has to play this kind of mind game in Italia. Do I need to pop my ult extra early so I don't get stuck in that silence? Because if he does, he's gonna pop in like half a second. And now Rekt on the top side against KYY. Nothing much is going to happen, but you can see Rexy continuously trying to put pressure against BIGETRON Alpha. It feels like they can't walk out into the river anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely so scary to deal with the Natalia, who's most of the time not visible to the enemy's line of sight. Of course, Feathered Airstrike has already been utilized by Luminaire. The cooldowns are pretty much bearable, so he will be able to actually spam that one in, while KY will be able to actually secure some extra gold out of the corner of the river, while Bajan pretty walks away for sure. And I'm looking at the bottom side, which is pretty much empty for the side of EVOS, so this gives so much room for the export to really hit those levels, get those items up, and not worry all too much.
Yeah, but just look at this. Like, every single time, like, Xborg needs to kind of do something with his priority. Oh, did he steal away? No, he didn't. Luminaire wasn't able to get the blue buff here, and now he's in trouble as KYY aggressively using the Hurricane Dance to ensure that the Fossa dies here. He goes down. Brands needs to kind of kite around a little bit more, wait for the opportunity. He does see the Ling. He's waiting for it until he goes back with the Battle Mirror image, but the rest of the team has now been caught off guard. They've got no more abilities. Bravo is here for the last insanity, ensuring Rekt is going to go down. Amnesia is the next to fall as Rexy and Bajan need to clear on out. Rexy is the next to fall. The Faramis has already popped his ultimate and they've already profited from his death.
My goodness me, I'm looking at both sides here maneuvering that fight so well. They knew how to actually pull the trigger and actually pounce back when necessary. Look at BIGETRON. Now they're pretty much all even up against EVOS, but we're having a little bit more situation. But we're hopping back to the replay brought to you by Realme to see what really went on. Of course, KYY has already used the Hurricane Dance and Rekt. He was looking for Dreams, and Bajan will be able to finish the job, but he walks straight towards the side of Bravo, where, of course, this is a really tough export to deal with. When with Faramis being all the way up front, he will be able to reap the rewards.
Oh, looks like there's a little bit more of a fight. Juan breaks the Firaga armor coming in from Bravo. He's forced to back away here to heal up, get his armor back, but they don't have priority over Turtle, so EVOS should be A-okay here. Look at KYY. He's still being a little ballsy here. He's walking forward. He knows he's unkillable for now at this stage of the game, so he's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, speaking of advantages, we're always seeing a lot of all these sort of feathered airstrikes coming out from that Forza and trying to actually pull them down pretty low. Now, one, won't be able to actually get the turret in time, can he? It seems like he's still going to try no matter what, and it might just be a little bit of that sort of sticky situation for him, but another kill goes over towards the side of BIGETRON.
Oh no, BIGETRON accidentally walled off his own teammate there. Unfortunate for Luminaire, he's going to be going down. Anicia, there's no point for him to die as of yet, but Juan able to heal up very fast and gets a solo kill onto the export. BIGETRON going to be the next person to fall. No! Brands doesn't have enough damage just yet. Looks like he hasn't finished, he hasn't completed the Demon Hunter Sword, which he really, really needs. And the backline just instantly pops him. Rexy, where did that damage come from?
Oh my, I mean, I'm looking at so many of all these solo kills coming out, and like, in the mid lane, the fight never ends. Oh, they managed to catch over Dreams! And whoa, the Diggy did not even have time to respond. They'll be able to actually secure this buff as well. For an airstrike here, secure that buff in their hands.
You know, we don't usually talk about this, but for this particular composition of EVOS Legends, a lot of it has to do with tempo. And right now, EVOS is playing at a much faster pace in comparison to BIGETRON Alpha, and they're taking advantage of that. So after one kill goes down, if anybody is kind of straggling and unsure, or has a split second to think about where should I be on the map right now, EVOS immediately pounces on them and looks to punish it as quick as possible.
Yeah, and of course, I'm really looking at all these very fat carries here coming from EVOS, and they can just walk right in as they please. Look at BIGETRON, he's trying to steal it away, and he might be successful. And that wall charge is going to hit over on the Brands. EVOS Legends knows how to actually back away, not going further deep in towards the jungle.
What a great way to punish
Turtle
BIGETRON Alpha. Red buff
soon.
is so important. Oh, Natalia again, Rexy, he got Brands again once more, and a mega kill coming in from Blink to ensure the kills at the back line. KYY can't do anything. Luminaire just easily transforms into his hunters, into the hunter form, and instantly pops him with a feathered airstrike. My goodness, EVOS is getting great picks. Rexy once more. Anicia is going to be the next on the chopping block.
Wow, like he managed to actually escape from death. But look at how they work so efficiently. They are playing so aggressive that they don't even know how to target which player right now. Like, if you are in the seat of BIGETRON, who do you need to take down first?
I mean, I think BIGETRON have to start slowly playing this game and recollect themselves, because a lot of it has to do with EVOS getting the initial pick on their most important player, and that's going to be Brands at this point of time. And it's really, really difficult. Like, I can't imagine what Diggy has to be thinking. Like, do I pop the ultimate now? Do I have to pop it beforehand? Because that silence really made a huge difference.
Yeah, I gotta say that that's definitely a very big factor in some of all these fights. And for BTR here, all they can do right now is just to stall it all off until they get some items back up. And then, who knows, they're still waiting for Brands to actually pop up. And speaking of which, this is definitely them bleeding even further with the Farmers takedown.
Yeah, and Farmers didn't even have the opportunity to drop his ult to hopefully buy some time for the team. In terms of tempo, EVOS in full control here. They've got a 9k goal lead very early on, and BTR just kind of struggling to find their footing in the game. I think they might have to sacrifice a lot of their auto turrets until the inhibitors, because at least then they don't really have to worry about getting picked off in the jungle.
Yeah, and speaking of which, there's going to be a little bit more of that pressure coming up, because over on the bottom side of the river, we're going to see a little bit of a spawn off the Lord, so they might want to contest, but my good advice, don't get anywhere closer.
Yeah, there's no way BIGETRON Alpha is going to be able to take any of their buffs at this point of time. Like, Ling is really, really big. Natalia is literally gatekeeping them. Oh my goodness, the damage from Juan. Bravo does survive because of his immortality, so he gets an extra life this time, but he can't walk out like that ever again.
Yeah, of course, it's going to take quite a while before that immortality cooldown comes back up. He's just waiting and waiting. He's just kind of like creating this sort of pressure where, okay, he knows that he can't be taken down, and it will take a lot of effort. And if they do actually exert that sort of pressure over onto his side of mid, Rek will have a free pass. And speaking of which here, Juan is just soloing it right now. And of course, that Lord will still fall in the hands of EVOS with that being said.
Yeah, and you can see here that Xborg just got his Bloodlust Axe, and this is a really, really late Bloodlust Axe as well. So, on top of the fact that he had to forcibly buy Immortality as quickly as possible, because look at Ling, he's gigantic, and Natalia just got her Blade of Despair. This is not looking good for BIGETRON Alpha, as Lord is going to be knocking on their door. On top of the fact that Farsa is just going to be hiding in brushes, keeping them inside of their base, and even if they want to walk up to try and deal damage to the Lord, they're gonna get chunked out by that feathered airstrike.
Yeah, for sure. And we're looking at EVOS, of course, still raiding in like a boss. Oh, this is just so hard for the side of BIGETRON, but right now they've already set up this sort of push over top side, bottom side as well. They are balancing everything to crash right in, as we are looking at the Lord slowly making sure that all these other BTR members are occupied. Here comes the team fight coming in.
Yep, they're going to force it as quickly as possible. But John, once again, he is sticking close to the wall to ensure that he is immune to CC. The rest of the team trying to look for a push. You can see Natalia on the bottom side as well as Ling. Farsa just being so oppressive. Every single time they walk out, even a little bit, they get punished. Okay, YY tries to make a play. However, he misses and whips. He goes down even with a flicker. Juan ensures the kill.
Wow, like he just waited for the right moment, and that wall charge just hits over on towards some of all the members of BIGETRON, and the feathered airstrike was timed so well.
Look at he goes in, he doesn't care anymore. He knows he's too big. This Tempest already goes down, quickly jumps all the way back. Inhibitor turret is going to go down next. Farsa creating a giant safety net that Juan can actually play around, and he's very happy with his performance overall. But John, just making sure he doesn't die here. He has the immortality. They could look to force another fight, but I think they're willing to sacrifice their tank. But BTR have bigger issues with the Lord of Power minions cracking down on their base. Once again, just complete oppression from EVOS, especially with that Farsa. This is just so unbelievably annoying.
Yeah, just look at the gold charts here, and it tells you so much about how EVOS is playing. Like, there's not a single tick of a blue on that graph. Like, they have dominated ever since the early game.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating. A lot has to be credited to Rexy for turning the tides, because you know Diggy's ultimate is powerful, but if you can't even use it while in the smoke screen, it's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah, and of course a little bit of that replay as we saw that sort of feathered airstrike coming in, almost taking out Anissa as well, and the damage being caused there by Ling almost finds the kill over on towards friends. And though Bajan was brought down solo, he pops his immortality, and BTR, they were so occupied on clearing all the waves, they just let him true alive.
Yeah, I don't think they have much of a choice. BIGETRON, they just have to hold out in their base for as long as possible. As you can see, 55 more seconds until the next Lord is going to come through. EVOS Legends just making sure, you know, they don't have to do anything at this point, right? They're letting the waves kind of push out towards them, because the minions, as you can see, are going to continuously start pushing. They've taken out every single inhibitor turret, and BIGETRON Alpha just has to sit in their base and absorb the waves as much as they can.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the right moment to engage coming from EVOS. It's going to be pretty hard. They're going to take out some of the armor coming in from Bravo, but it's not going to mean all too much. He can easily regain that sort of shield that he has. But, you know, 20 more seconds before, you know, Luminous Lord comes right in. So maybe this might just be a great green light for EVOS Legends to secure the game.
You know, personally, I would have, because of the lead EVOS has developed here, I would have liked them to force the fight in the base of BIGETRON Alpha, but I think they also realized there's no real point to do so. They're just going to wait. Oh my goodness, that feather airstrike just chunked out 4 members of the side of BIGETRON Alpha. This just means that Ling is pretty much going to solo the Luminous Lord by himself, and the rest of the team is going to gatekeep around the base to ensure that nobody stops his progress.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be 2 times in a row that he'll be able to actually get this one safely. But John with the big wall charge and towards that fight, as they will disrupt BTR and force them to retreat once again. But here comes Rackham a bit late as well. They're looking for this, going in for that wave of the dragon over on the side of Bravo. But it won't be KY here being knocked up. But they've already gotten that sort of one trade up, so that's going to be good enough.
Yeah, luckily they tried to keep them alive, and yes, they did. They were pretty successful in it. Lord is coming crashing through the mid lane, and you know, honestly, BIGETRON Alpha, the moment they realized, okay, Lord is down, we've got like half a second to make this happen. Okay, it didn't work out. We got to disengage because Juan is coming, and he is on his way. And you can see why Ling is such a prominent pick against them. The oppression is big. The feathered airstrike is even bigger. Dreams is the next, going to be the next to fall. He quickly flickers on out of there, but the rest of the team is not big enough as Brett comes in with a really huge blazing duet. Rexy is forced to back away, and they do get Bajan this time, breaking his immortality. But Luminaire, they want to kill Brads. They've got Brads. This might be it. EVOS is waiting for the next wave, this time pushing out through feathered airstrike from Luminaire, ensuring that they win game 1.
Wow, pretty much a clean way to actually take